The aim is to educate, aware, and alert people regarding the physical medicine and rehabilitation. Higher has gone the number of cases with such long term dreadful diseases and disorders, but there are very few professionals to treat them. The idea is to increase the demand of more professionals for that and to take precautions. Dr. Ravdeep Singh is a consultant physiotherapist. He is practicing in Jaslok Medical Center in Yamuna Vihar, Delhi, and he is practicing from last 6 years in the physiotherapy field. He chose this field as a specific reason for that. Firstly, there is less awareness among the people regarding the physical disability in India. And apart from that, there are not many people who are focusing, treating, and dealing such disabilities. So he thought, why not to choose this profession as a career and carry it forward? It helps him achieving the goals, and he is satisfied with the efforts that he is making for somebody to live his life normally.
When I was born, I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy, in which there were some delayed milestones along with some physical problems that were associated. My parents, my teachers, as well as my family, they supported me a lot and tried to modify my surroundings according to me so that I can nurture and I can achieve what they would like me to do so.
Cerebral palsy is a several type of disorders that affects the muscles of a body part depending upon what location of brain cells got damaged, making it difficult for the body parts to move due to muscle weakening and coordination. Also, it affects hearing, sensation, and vision in many cases. A study says it affects at least 1.5 to 4 out of every 1,000 children all across the world, and the estimated incidence is around 3 per 1,000 children in India. It happens usually during pregnancy or right after birth, such as due to lack of oxygen reaching to baby's brain during labor or delivery, internal brain bleeding, maternal or brain infections, severe head injuries, premature birth, low birth weight, and many more.
For a small child like him, like we used to work from Monday to Thursday for a unit test, and on Friday he used to appear for the test. He used to perform well.
We were advised at beginning of his schooling that we should put him in a special school. I debated a lot. I had a very tough challenge at my hand in the sense that at one end I have to make my son believe that he is a normal child, bring him up in a normal way, knowing fully well that he may not be able to cope up with the stresses of a normal child, and not many adjustments may have to be done in achieving that.
What is physical medicine and rehabilitation? Physical medicine and rehabilitation is a medical specialty that helps people regain body function they lost due to medical condition or injury. This term is used to describe the whole medical team, not just the doctor. Rehabilitation can help many body functions, including bowel and bladder problems, chewing and swallowing problems, thinking or reasoning, movement or mobility, speech and language.
Physical medicine and rehabilitation today is a specialty which is very broad specialty. It covers gamut of conditions coming from neurology, cardiology, pulmonology, and musculoskeletal medicine, pain. Any person who has any illness which leads to a long term residual effect is a person who has to be rehabilitated and brought back to be a socially useful and productive person in the society. Obviously, due to his illness, he will not be able to perform in the best manner that he was before the illness. So we have to not only look at treating his medical condition and forget him, but we have to actually look at him as a human being to be disease free and to be socially fit. So PMNR is there in India now from almost about 40 odd years, and still is focused pretty much in the more metro areas of the country, and not so much in the rural areas. The total strength, I think, of PMNR people, specialists practicing this specialty, will be about 400 odd in the country.
Right now in the India, awareness is growing among the people regarding the physical medicine and rehabilitation, but still, there is a long way to go in our country. Not many people are aware of physical medicine and rehabilitation. In the present time, awareness in the below poverty line is much lesser as compared to the normal people. Physical medicine and rehabilitation is a national level problem because today also nobody likes to go for physical therapy at the first moment. They would try taking medicines first, so they get cured by that. When that does not happen, they go for the physiotherapy sessions.
ये जो इंजरी के बाद भगवान के पास लोग जो जाते हैं वो अपने नॉलेज के अभाव के कारण जाते हैं, क्योंकि उनको लगता है कि चोट लगी है, मालिश कर देंगे ठीक हो जाएगा, पर ऐसा है नहीं। भगवान के पास बल्कि जा कर के उनको नुकसान होता है, ठीक है ना। वो केस जब खराब होता है तब फिजियोथेरेपिस्ट के पास आते हैं या PMR डिपार्टमेंट में फिर आते हैं, ठीक है। वहाँ से फिर जो उनका उस समय का जो प्रेजेंटेशन देता है कि हमें ये तकलीफ़ है, जो असेसमेंट शो करता है, उस असेसमेंट के अकॉर्डिंगली हम फिर फर्दर प्लान करते हैं कि जो बचा हुआ पार्ट है उसको कैसे हम ट्रीट कर सकते हैं, मतलब जो बिगड़ा हुआ केस है उसको हम कैसे सुधार सकते हैं। वो असेसमेंट पे डिपेंड करता है। यदि बहुत ज़्यादा बिगड़ गया है तो उसके अकॉर्डिंगली, यदि लगता है कि हल्का फुल्का कुछ ख़राब किया है या हल्का फुल्का कुछ नुकसान हुआ है तो उसके अकॉर्डिंगली प्लान करते हैं। तो ये डिपेंड करता है।
India is a unique situation. We have a major rural population, and I think rural community is a big focus that we must have. The needs and the requirements of a rural setup versus an urban area are humongously different. The abilities to reach in the rural and the urban areas are also vastly different as in our developing economies.
In India, arthritis is one of the major diseases among common people. Arthritis is basically the degenerative disease of the joints. It could be of two types. One is rheumatoid arthritis and another one is osteoarthritis. The degenerative changes which occurs in the joints. They cause these joints to get eroded. Due to the erosion of the joints stop working due to the inflammatory process. This reduces inflammation in the joints, which makes it difficult for the people to move their joints. These causes of arthritis are not many. It can happen to anybody. In rheumatoid arthritis, family history plays a role. But in osteoarthritis, there is no role of family history. It can happen with anybody. But still, in both the cases, it is seen that it happens more with women rather than men.
There has been a significant change in the government policy and focus. The government, in its national health policy of 2017, has come out and said that healthcare should not only be curative, but it should start with primordial prevention and go on to rehabilitative care. At least at 7 to 10 different places, the national health policy emphasizes on bringing rehabilitative care into the mainstream of modern health practices. The government in itself has opened a national institute by the name All India Institute of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation in Mumbai. The government has started PM&R departments in all AIMS-like institutions which are coming under the Pradhan Mantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojana, and many of them have become functional as of date. The government even started an upgradation scheme where they upgraded the existing departments in medical colleges to strengthen not only the services being provided but also to strengthen and increase the number of people being trained. The problem that was realized in implementing all these plans was that we were not having the manpower. Where was the manpower? There weren't enough number of trained personnel. We had about 300 people available to us, and of those 300, 150, 200 were all well established, they were well settled, and we had to do with only 100 persons. You imagine in a country like India with our population, what can 100 people offer? So, focus has been on improving and increasing the training facilities.
In India, the central government and state government, they are planning very large scheme to aware people regarding the problems. But the hurdle is that there are many schemes which already exist, but they are not implemented as required. Because of the non-implementation of these schemes, the money is getting wasted. Moreover, the government whenever plan these types of schemes, they should involve large number of people, not only from the government hospitals but from the private sectors also. So the burden to aware people gets shared. If he or she is suffering from longer duration, then he should take advice from any doctor or any orthopedician so that they can get an X-ray or MRI, whichever the doctor likes to go for. And moreover, after the age of 30 or 35, one should get a health checkup done. Every year, everyone should be aware of what changes their body is going through and must take needful steps accordingly so that they can live a happy life. One should avoid being obese because obesity is the root of many problems. Not exactly bones, in fact, overall fitness of the body is very important. So, regarding the nutritive advice, one must go for nutritious food over the junk food as health is the only wealth.